Hey YouTube, and welcome to a video. Today I decided to do a video showing off my FNaF Freddy's art. You'll see some non-FNaF Freddy's art as I go through the sketchbook a little bit later though. Now, some are traces because they were supposed to help me with improving my own art. I'll still show them all off, including ones that I've edited and added stuff to their background. And I used to take a request, and I can still do that on social media like Google Plus, and yeah, so figured I'd show off some of my art. Now most of it's from 2014 and 2015 because that's when the fandom was at its peak and when I was drawing constantly for it. So we're gonna start off with something that I did for one of my friends, and she had her own fan-made establishment called Frost's Funland. And I decided to try and draw a digital map of all the rooms that she said. Which, I mean, if you want to try and read that, it's really messy writing. Pause the video here and read it. But, yeah. I have some pictures that won't be shown. Because, well, I don't have them in these pictures that I've grabbed. So, yeah. And here is Phantom Wolfie, which Wolfie's a character that I made up for the fandom, and I have many different forms of him nowadays, but yeah, and this is what most of my art started to look like after a while of the animatronics. You'll see some of my very first ones, though. So, here we have Toy Bonnie speaking. You can go ahead and try and read that if you want. But, yeah, there's that one. And then I did a withered Bonnie on the back side of it. And this was during study hall at school. Here's a Foxy picture, and similar to those two that I made. Like I said, you can try and read it if you want. Pause the video, but probably won't be able to read my own messy handwriting. So here's the Foxy one that I drew. And I do have the power out playing in the background because I didn't think you just wanted to listen to my voice or a bunch of other background noises. And here we have my attempt to draw the FNaF Freddy's 2 poster with all 4 of the animatronics. And I didn't finish putting the words in, but oh wait, yes I did. But that took me quite a while, and this is actually one of my earlier pictures, but I was looking at a picture to help me make it. And this was my first attempt to make a female. I mean, the waist shows, but I tried to give her breast for a female, and it doesn't look very well, but it's mangle. That took a good while, except for I didn't realize that her bow tie is actually red. And here is, I think, my very first picture, or one of them anyway, which is of Foxy, which took a very long time to make. Well, not really, but I didn't really know how to draw people or figures at the time. Here's one of Toy Chica from the second game. As you can tell, they're not the greatest. They're not like other people's. Balloon Boy, you know, the one everyone hates. Yeah, I drew him. I actually have a redo as well. And this was of Chica and Toy Chica as pirates. And the cupcake, which looks horrible. But that was my attempt. Here is one of my earlier forms of Foxy as well. Still not great. Didn't realize how big I made his head, but I know I started with like drawing Toy Bonnie. So yeah, this was like the second or third time I tried to draw it. Here's one of Bonnie. As you can tell, it's horrible. Bon. Okay, so Toy Bonnie. This was before Sister Location. My attempt at drawing the marionette. Still not great. And we have another Toy Bonnie. which I believe was my first one. Still, you know, not great. My attempt to draw old Freddy Fazbear. Yeah, it's not great. Another one of Mangle, one of the earlier ones. We have another Toy Bonnie one. And I also drew a picture of the eyeless Toy Bonnie, which was a secret screen you get in the first game or second game sometimes. And then we have the Mangle again. This was when I tried to give her a full body and made her look female. So that's what that bra, what was supposed to be a bra, is supposed to look like. And another one, which a friend actually requested me to do this. Here's my first Toy Chica drawing. Okay, this one's Chica. Here's one of my earlier ones of all the animatronics. Yeah, first fan art. This is of the first game. And this one is of the second game characters. So here is one of my sketchbooks. The sketchbook is old, so it's starting to fall apart. It's a redo of old Freddy Fazbear. And then here was my redo of Balloon Boy, which looks okay. And there's one of when I thought that, oops, that's going to be upside down. Sorry about that. There's one of where I thought Toy Bonnie was actually female. Mangle is female, in my opinion. We all have different ones, but I say she is. So this one's called The Girls, which is actually inspired by speed art. And here's these in the correct style, instead of upside down. And that's still gonna look weird. I think I still put it upside down. But here is the Toy Story 4. Funny little joke I made with the toy animatronics. Don't know why I did it though. I was just bored. And this one, as when I first drew my Wolfie character, along with Bonnie and Chica, who were part of my crew, which those are actually friends of mine at the time, Toy Chica. A friend actually requested me to draw a cat-like animatronic. That's what that one is. That's not Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's from Cats Don't Dance. Supposed to be, anyway. That's Rosalina. Jane Jeff the Killer. Hold on. Well, this is like from Five Nights at Treasure Island. That's where I got the inspiration for this one. And here's a picture, another form of Wolfie, as well as something I did when I was bored, which is when I tried to make all the animatronics female for no reason at all. And here's one where all the withered ones are female. Still don't know why I did it. I had a friend request me to make her My Little Pony character, which yes, it's really small, but it looks pretty good. This was also a request, was a human Toy Bonnie, female. This was actually a request from one of my good friends from then, and it was a female Foxy, which, as you can tell, I'm still can't really make women female form. And this is before I knew waists and stuff. Here's another picture of Mangle that I made, or I call her Roxy because she's repaired, and I still messed up the bow tie. This was supposed to be a sketch of Alpha and Omega. And here was a drawing of the title from Alpha and Omega. One of my favorite movies. Still think that's going to end up being upside down, but I tend to mess up like that. So, yeah. Because I'm actually holding my camera. Here was another sketch of the Alpha and Omega title screen, except for title, except for this one was actually a sketch. Looks great, though. Here's a picture of Toy Bonnie, one of my earlier forms. This was a picture that took me forever to do, and it was based off of Alpha and Omega, but it was just supposed to be wolves howling at the moon, with the sky, which my dad said reminded him of Starry Night because of all the lines. Here is my creepypasta, Wolfie, which is actually was very gory at the time, but I'm very proud of it, and it was all done in Sharpie. This was one that I drew in the vehicle, and while most of the models are kind of based off of how Tails looks, this was one of my friends. That's me. That was the friend who requested the Frost's room. And then there's female repaired Mangle. Still messed up the tie though. Now, my girlfriend at the time requested me to draw her My Little Pony LC, and I figured I'd show it off because I think it's really good. And I had a different friend who inspired me to make my own. So, this is Dr. Hooves and Derpy. I don't know what her actual name is. Child. I call him Derpish because I didn't really know what to name him. And he's a time-traveling pony. Here is a drawing of Toy Wolfie. This is when I really started to do a pretty decent bow design. Here's a Golden Wolfie picture that I also made. It took a long time. And I started adding backgrounds at this point. And here is a Golden Wolfie and Golden Female Freddy Female Golden Freddy for one of my best friends. Well, actually, she was my best friend at the time. It took a while. Figured I'd show off my Sonic.exe picture, because why not? Now, at this time, I actually shipped Wolfie with Mangle. So this is what I made their child look like. Still tried to make her look female. She looks really odd, though. But I tried. This was one of my last-ish drawings of the characters, and there's Fredbear, me, my social media brother Gangle, Frost, and one of my best friends at the time, Fidget. Another one of my female best. And here is Shadow Wolfie, which, I mean, I just gave him the red eyes and red teeth to glow, even though they don't really shine, and a red bow. This was a request from a friend as well. It was a female Mangle. I kind of like the way it turned out, but it still looks weird and not exactly female. This is the part where we start to get to the traces, and these will be my first ones, and I'll show the ones that I've done with over the past few days. So this was of Mangle. And this one I actually used a marker on the back when I traced it and then colored it in. This is the exact same picture except for I sketched it after I traced it instead of colored it in. Still one of my favorites. Then I traced over this picture. This isn't my form of it, but this is what it looks like when I recolored it, except for my marker started dying with Bonnie's face. Here's one of Foxy, but when I redrew it, I made it look like Wolfie after I traced over it. This is when I gave him the golden hook. Still my favorite picture of him that I actually drew, even though it was a trace. This one's off of Toy Bonnie, but this is for my Google Plus brother at the time, Gangle, which this is what I made him look like on the back. He was basically a golden Toy Bonnie. And one of my favorite fan arts I also did, traced over. This is what it looks like. Still one of my favorites. Now this is a absolutely adorable picture, and I loved this ship at the time, and I still do. But I think when I recolored this one, it was the exact same on the back side. I love it. I really do. Now before I get to the ones that I've been doing recently, here is one of my newer traces, and this one's been drawn and redone. This is actually on a tracing board. This one's going to be a Nightmare Wolfie, colored in colored pencil. And that's what the original picture looked like. So, yeah. Now here is a tracing that I also customized to give it the background and stuff. I absolutely love the way this turned out, and I did this after I got my 80-pack of actual art colored pencils. I screwed up on Foxy's ear when I was trying to add the shading, so that's why that looks like that, but yeah. And that's the original picture. And here's the original, oh, it's upside down. Here's the original picture of one that I also finished yesterday but started working on the day before. And here was my form of it. I did customize it to make it look different. As you can see, I gave them their white eyes. I actually tried to give Freddy the silver eyes. And I actually used a metallic silver marker for that. And that's what I use on the endoskeletons mostly. So yeah. Now here's a picture of Withered Golden Freddy, which I'm planning on tracing and doing like Shadow Freddy and all that too. And over here is my colored pencil version of it. And I love the way it turned out. And I also gave him the white eye. And then here we have a picture of Sister Location. These are all bases, by the way. These newer ones, so I could color them. And then here's my marker form of it. I screwed up on Baby's hair though, and used just a red instead of a maroon or a red-brown color. So I mixed the two for that one. I actually really like the way this turned out. I gave them the appearance that they have in their actual artwork, or from the bonus section. Their metallic pieces and all that. This was the first one that I did. These new ones. And that's what it looks like recolor when I colored it in. And this is what it looks like originally. I do love the way these look. And those are my art colored pencils. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed and have a good day. Goodbye.